Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. We start with a deadly weekend. 2 drownings and a body discovered in a river. We'll first head to Schuylkill County, where a man died Sunday. The Schuylkill County coroner says 40-year-old Robert Chulpus of Girardville drowned in a stripping pit in Butler Township. According to investigators, it happened at a popular swimming spot in a wooded area just east of Girardsville. Butler Township Police, Pennsylvania State Police, Shenandoah EMS, Ashland EMS all responding to the incident, along with fire crews from Girardville and a dive team from Mahanoy City. That incident is still under investigation. On to Carbon County, where we've learned that it was a Philadelphia man that died Sunday at Beltsville State Park. According to the Carbon County coroner, the 29-year-old drowned and his body was later recovered by dive teams. The body found toward the breast of the dam. According to reports at the scene, the man swam out to help someone in an inflatable tube when he went under. That drowning still under investigation. And in Luzerne County, where a body was found in the Susquehanna River near Plymouth. Officials say we may learn more today about the body that was found in the Susquehanna River on Saturday. A kayaker alerted authorities when something was spotted along the shore in the Plymouth area. The Luzerne County coroner said it might require matching dental records to identify the deceased. State police are investigating the discovery. An autopsy was planned for today. State police from Hazleton were called to a home in the Humboldt section of the township for reports of an assault with a weapon. According to troopers, they were called to the home on Front Street back on July 8th. There, they found a man and woman having a verbal argument that turned physical. Troopers say 26-year-old Maria Tavares stabbed 33-year-old Jose Gutierrez in the left hand during the incident. Tavares was charged with simple assault and harassment, bail set at $5,000 unsecured. She is waiting a hearing. 2 people facing theft charges following a theft at a store in Hazel Township. State troopers say they were called to Boscov's department store to reports of a retail theft. Through the investigation, they found 21-year-old Edeline Mejia and 22-year-old Juliana Matos, both of Hazleton, removed items from the store without paying for them. Officials say the items taken worth over $1,700. Both now face charges through Judge Dixon's office. A man from Shenandoah faces 3 years behind bars for his role in a heroin trafficking conspiracy. The United States Attorney's Office announced that 30-year-old Nikolai Varga, who resided in Shenandoah at the time of his arrest, was sentenced July 18th to serve 2 years supervised release. Varga previously pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute more than 100 grams of heroin. Varga admitted to distributing heroin and transporting other drug traffickers to New York and New Jersey to obtain large quantities of heroin on several occasions. Varga was involved in transporting and distributing between 400 and 700 grams of heroin, equivalent to approximately 28,000 retail bags of heroin. The arrest, part of Project Safe Neighborhood. Also part of Project Safe Neighborhood, a man is going to jail for participating in a conspiracy that transported heroin from Chicago to Carbon County and elsewhere in Pennsylvania. The United States Attorney's Office also announcing that 35-year-old Pedro Hernandez of Chicago, Illinois, was sentenced July 17th to 28 months in prison. According to United States Attorney David Freed, Hernandez pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute heroin. Hernandez admitted to acting as a courier for a Chicago-based heroin trafficking organization that shipped drugs to Pennsylvania during 2010 through 2015. During the course of the investigation, 13 defendants were charged and convicted, and more than 10 kilograms of heroin has been seized. Coming up on WYLN News, the number of opioid deaths in Luzerne County are going down. Plus, there's still time to get to one not-to-miss indoor yard sale, even though it's coming to an end. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. The heat wave is over. The rain returned today. It'll stick around into tomorrow, and then summer temperatures by Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the kids are free, where fans become friends, where good times roll. And the racing is always a little tricky. Bring your friends. Bring your family. Just bring it. Pocono style. New this year, the Great Pocono Raceway Air Show.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Could the number of overdose deaths in Luzerne County be coming down? According to a report released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the provisional numbers show nearly 68,000 drug overdose deaths were reported across the country last year. While that number may go up as more investigations are completed, it's expected to represent a year-over-year decline for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Last year, Luzerne County, however, ended with 172 fatal overdoses. That was an increase from the 151 in 2017 that continued a years-long trend of rising deaths. The county coroner says so far this year, they've recorded 47 confirmed overdoses, with another 8 cases still pending. By the end of July last year, there had been 93 fatal overdoses. The Luzerne County Employee Pension Fund investment advisor telling county officials the fund is doing well. As of June 30th, the fund was worth $248.58 million. That's a $27 million gain since the start of 2019. The year-to-date return, 12%. In addition to this growth, the fund paid $8.4 million to approximately 1,300 retirees through the first half of the year. Retirement board members also noted the investment gains are still not enough to eliminate the county's required pension subsidy. Last year's contribution was $12.9 million, with $8.5 million from the general fund operating budget and the rest from the state and other revenue streams. The 2019 budget increased the general fund contribution by approximately $570,000, according to officials. Luzerne County Council begins the process to select a replacement for former Councilman Eugene Kelleher on Tuesday. Kelleher had served as council vice chair and resigned Friday after he closed on the sale of his Dallas Township home. Last month, he said he was moving to Lancaster County to be closer to family and to help with his son's insurance business. Council will declare a vacancy and will likely appoint a new vice chair at Tuesday's meeting. And by the way, Tuesday's meeting will be taking place at the Pittston Memorial Library. It's the first of 4 away meetings Council will hold this year. Council will likely use the same process to fill Kelleher's seat as it did when Edward Brominski resigned his council seat back in January. Kelleher's replacement must be a Republican, as is Kelleher, and that's according to the county charter. Whoever council selects will serve until January 2020. That's when Kelleher's term was set to expire. The Schuylkill County Board hired 4 corrections officers to keep staffing numbers at current levels. The board hired 2 full and 2 part-time officers. The prison's population has dipped significantly since June, when the peak was 268 inmates, the average 253. As of Wednesday, there were 230 inmates, 189 men and 41 women at the prison. There are 94 outsourced inmates at 5 other county prisons. Those totals include 57 in Center, 13 in Snyder, 12 in Northumberland, 10 in Columbia, and 2 in Lackawanna County. One thing the outsourcing has done is reduce triple celling. That's the placing of 3 inmates in one cell, a policy the state sharply restricts and wants eliminated wherever possible. The Hazleton Art League's indoor yard sale only has a few days left as they look ahead to their big move next year. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has the last-minute details.
The Hazleton Art League is still holding their indoor yard sale at their current building on East Broad Street until the last Sunday in July, as they prepare to make moves into their new location in the proposed Arts and Innovation District.
Well, we have quite a bit of furniture. We have some art for sale. We have a lot of odds and ends, some kitchenwares, just some unique stuff that has been in storage for a very long time. So you might find some treasures. We're not going to have space for everything, so it's good quality stuff, but we just don't have space for it in the new building. So we want everything to find new homes.
Executive Director of the Hazleton Art League, Allie McKidrick, said that this move is a really big deal and will make a huge difference with the Art League on all capacities.
We're going to be offering new programs like culinary arts. We're going to have a digital studio, so we'll have opportunity with all new Macs and be able to teach people the digital arts, which is new, is not something we do here now. We'll have some of the old familiars, like we'll have our pottery classes, we'll have stained glass classes, painting and drawing, kids stuff. We're going to put together kids programs. I mean, it's a really, really big deal. It's going to make a huge difference in the community.
At this point, it's looking like the Art League will be able to move come the beginning of next year. The new City Arts Center is located within the core of downtown Hazleton's revitalization zone on the corner of Laurel and Broad Streets in the old First National Bank building. The Arts District is collectively undergoing approximately $30 million worth of renovations to historic properties. This center will become the new focal point of arts and culture within the Hazleton area.
Come down, because we're really trying to find new homes for this yard sale stuff, and we are willing to make some great deals because we want everyone to be happy with their purchases. So come on down and get some stuff.
The Hazleton Art League is open for business all month long during their business hours Tuesday through Thursday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Sounds like a win-win. Coming up on Spring Mountain Terrace's News Choice, let's take a trip to the apiary as we visit with an area beekeeper. Plus, it wasn't an ordinary week at this camp. Our Julia Wiegand was there for the big graduation. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
The summer of Jeep, Wrangler, Cherokee, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Your new adventure starts now. Lease a new Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport 4x4 for $299 for 36 months. Let them hear you coming in the new Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4. Lease for just $199 for 42 months. And get 0% for 60 months plus $1,000 in bonus cash on the 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Come see why you'll be kicking it during the summer of Jeep at allamericanjeep.net.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Welcome to Community and You, and today it's all about the bees. Yes, Harold Kiner is here, and Harold, it's the season, it's the summer. Why are people so afraid of bees, and in particular, your favorites, the honeybees?
Well, people, they just think they worry about stinging, and that's one of their biggest things is they're worried about being stung. Honeybees are very docile in a sense. They're not aggressive bees. They will sting to defend their hive, and or if you're actually causing a problem for one bee in itself, she'll sting you. I mean, I get stung in the hand sometimes working. I get them stuck between the hive tool. They'll crawl in there, and you'll feel a vibration first, but then she'll sting you if you don't let her go.
And is it the stinger that makes people, because a lot of times we'll hear people go and have an allergic reaction to the bees?
It's the venom that actually causes the reaction. So that you know if it was a honeybee or a yellow jacket or a wasp stinging you, if you look at where you got stung, the honeybee leaves its stinger in you because it has a barbed stinger. And they're, for lack of a better word, they actually die when they do sting because they pull, when that stinger pulls out, it pulls the venom sac out. So if you get stung by a honeybee and you see this little thing in your skin, use your fingernail or something like a credit card and scrape across it and it will pull it out. Don't squeeze it to pull it because if you do, you're actually going to pump that venom into your body.
And that's what you don't want to do. Right. How important are honeybees? Because now there seems to be a push of people saying we have to save them. Pollination is important, but don't other things do that?
Yes, there are many bees that do pollination, but the honeybee, when they go to a crop, I mean, they do the job on that crop. Say, apple orchard. I mean, they will basically do all the apple blossoms that are in those trees.
Now, you are a beekeeper, and at the apiary, you have bees. You also have honey. How long does it take in order to make, let's just say, a quart?
A quart of honey? It takes approximately 1,152 bees, and they fly, well, about 1 million miles, and they visit a couple 100,000 flowers to make 1 quart of honey. One bee in her lifetime makes 1/12 of a teaspoon. But when you've got 40 to 50,000 workers, you can make that.
Tell us about the queen, because do you ever see the queen?
Oh, yes, you can see her, but I mean, when you're checking a hive, you don't always have to go and see the queen. As long as you can see eggs, you know that the queen is there. She was at least there within the last 3 days because the eggs hatch after 3 days.
So if you haven't had a head count at your apiary anytime soon, give me a guesstimate. About how many honeybees would you say live at your place?
Oh, in the summertime, there's probably 1 million bees there.
1 million bees. Now, the other thing that we hear about are these swarms, and we see the pictures, and they show up, and there's people that are covered, and you know, how does that happen?
Well, the people that are covered, that's just kind of a
publicity stunt.
Right, a grandstand. How they do that is they actually cage a queen from the hive, and they'll put the queen on a necklace or something, and the bees go to that queen. The queen, because she gives off pheromones, and the bees are attracted to that pheromone, and they want to go to the queen. It's just like in a swarm. The queen is going to be in that swarm And the bees kind of control the swarm, but they also need to smell her.
Just in case we have any viewers who are watching out there and they say, I think I'd like to get involved with bees, how can we find out more about that?
Well, you can find us on Facebook under Kiner's Apiary or Luzerne County Beekeepers Association. And contact me. There's phone number there, email there, and you're welcome to come to our bee meetings. And but I'll answer questions. But if you think you want to get into beekeeping, you need to read some books, do some studying before you do it. You don't just put bees in a box and hope that they survive.
And then have to call Harold and explain what happened. Harold, thank you so much. I'm fascinated. We're going to have you back.
Well, we can always have you there, put you in a suit, and we can open up a hive.
And we hope to see you again soon on Community and You.
Thank you.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Do you have a bridal shower, baby shower, birthday party, rehearsal dinner, or other important event coming up? Call us at Booty's Place to book our elegant private upstairs dining room. It offers a seating capacity of up to 50 people, a private bar, and elevator for easy access, where you can book the entire upstairs for an even larger event. Whether you wish to have your event at Booty's Place or want to have it catered, contact us about our delicious options. 570-455-5551. Let us help make your special day a big success. Booty's Place, definitely the best.
Did you know that Wyln News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
At 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you know you also can watch Wyln News on the go
by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
Wyln News
is your local news leader. Troop Inn's 2019 Camp Cadet came to a close Friday evening after their cadet graduation. Our Julia Wiegand has the story.
and that's a wrap. Cadets were inspected and dismissed one final time by Pennsylvania State Police Troop N this past Friday, as each cadet received their certificate of completion of this year's Camp Cadet up at Penn State Hazleton's campus.
When it comes to Friday, it's sort of bittersweet. You know, there's 96 more young men and women that we got to come in contact with. I know they look at it from their perspective that they get to come in contact with us, but we're also coming in contact with them, and you feel inspired by some of these young men and women. You know, some of them, they started on Monday, and to see where they ended up today on Friday and how hard they worked and what they overcame, their own fears, their own obstacles, to stand there really proud is really so proud for us to see them like that.
96 cadets ranging from 12 to 15 years old were honored for all of the hard work and dedication they put forth throughout the week. One award, however, stuck out the most to Troop N, which was named in honor of one of the founding fathers of Troop N's Camp Cadet.
I remember myself coming here for my first year in 2000 and having Kenny here and somebody who mentored me to know how to be around the kids and what we were looking for, what that mission was to get through the kids. And when we lost him, it was tough. You know, he inspired a lot of people. You know, he coached football for his local high school at Marion. He helped young people go to school there.
And that lucky cadet, Jaden Butts, was more than honored to be this year's recipient.
It felt amazing. Like, I had no clue it was coming. It was like the biggest award here. It felt really good.
Butts said his favorite part of the week was around the third day in, when they learned about the responsibilities of a game warden, because that's what he aspires to be.
Probably like the discipline, knowing when I do something wrong or mess up, when I know I could have done better, and make sure I know that.
Trooper David Peters felt that Cadet Butts was well deserving of the week's highest award in honor of the man who really strived for people to have a better life.
That's what we look for in the qualities. You know, it's not a popularity contest. It's about what do you do when no one else is looking for us, you know, and that young man, Cadet Butts, you know, what he does, just how he embraced what we spoke of when we spoke of Kenny. It was bittersweet in his essay that not even knowing him, he felt inspired by him, and that for us was exactly who Kenny was.
The camp focuses on discipline, self-esteem, teamwork, character, drug and alcohol education, and violence prevention, as well as many other issues facing today's youth.
I know parents are proud of us, but we're more thankful for them for allowing us to have this interaction with their children. We never cease to amaze us on how inspired we are from young people and their perseverance.
If you're interested in enlisting your child into Troop N's Camp Cadet, keep an eye out for next summer's signups. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
Congratulations, graduate. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli has been voted Northeastern Pennsylvania's best craft beer selection several years running. Krugel's is your craft beer headquarters, and gift baskets are available for all occasions.